What is Labour Day? Every year on May 1st, people in many countries celebrate Labour Day, also called International Workers' Day. On this day, workers do not go to work. Many people enjoy parades, concerts or speeches. Some people just take a rest with their families. But why do we celebrate workers? Why is this day important? Let's go back in time and learn the story of May 1st. It is not just a holiday. It is a story of hard work, courage, and the fight for a better life. Let's travel back in time, more than 150 years ago. Imagine it is the year 1850. You are not living in a big house. You don't have electricity. There is no air conditioner. You don't have a car. And you have to work very hard. Many people worked in factories. These factories made clothes, shoes, or tools. Some people worked in mines deep under the ground. Others worked on farms from sunrise to sunset. The work was not easy. It was tiring, dirty, and sometimes dangerous. Let's meet Tom, a young man from England. Tom is 18 years old. Every day, he wakes up at 5 a.m. He walks to the factory, which is 1 hour away. At 6 a.m., he starts working. He must watch a big machine all day. If the machine stops, the boss gets angry. If Tom wants to go to the toilet, he must ask. Sometimes the boss says no. Tom eats lunch standing up. It's just some bread and water. At 8 p.m. his workday ends. He is very tired, his hands hurt, but tomorrow he will do the same again. He works 6 or 7 days a week, no weekends, no holidays. Now let's meet Anna, a 12-year-old girl from the US's. Yes, you heard that right, 12 years old and already working. Anna works in a textile factory. She helps spin cotton into thread. The machines are loud, they move fast. Sometimes children lose fingers or get badly hurt. Why does Anna work? Because her family is poor. Her parents work too, but the money is not enough. So Anna must help. At that time, there were no laws to protect workers. No rule said, you can only work 8 hours. No rule said, children should go to school. The factory owner could do whatever he wanted. And if you got sick or hurt, you could lose your job. Just like that. Can you imagine working 14 hours a day, 6 days a week for little money and no safety? Now think, what happens if the machine breaks and you get blamed? Or if you ask for more money and get fired? This was real life for millions of workers in the US, in the UK, in France, in Germany, and many other places. But slowly, people began to say, this is not fair. We want a better life. We want change. And that's when the story of Labour Day really begins. After many years of hard work and long hours, workers began to ask questions. Why do we work 14 or 16 hours a day? Why don't we have time to rest? Why can't we spend more time with our families? Slowly, workers started to think about a new idea. A simple but powerful idea. 8 hours for work, 8 hours for rest, and 8 hours for what we will. Let's break it down. 8 hours for work. You do your job, you make clothes, or build houses, or teach students. 8 hours for rest. you sleep. Your body gets strong again. 8 hours for what you will. You do what you enjoy. Maybe play with your kids. Maybe read a book. Maybe just sit and drink tea. Before this idea, people had no balance in life. They worked all the time and were always tired. This new idea was like a ray of sunshine. It gave people hope. Let's imagine a man named Carlos. He works in a shoe factory. He works 15 hours a day. When he comes home, his children are already asleep. He never sees them. On Sundays, he is too tired to play. He says, "Is this my whole life? Just work, eat, sleep?" Now think. If Carlos only worked 8 hours a day, he could go home early. He could eat dinner with his kids. He could rest. He could smile again. That's why the 8-hour day became the big dream for workers. It was not just about working less. It was about living more. Soon, workers started to talk to each other. They made groups called unions. These unions helped workers stay strong together. One person alone cannot change much, but many people together can ask for change. They made signs and banners. They wrote, "We are not machines. We want fair work hours. We are human beings." They began to march in the streets. They sang songs. They gave speeches. Some people laughed at them. Some bosses got angry. But the workers did not stop. In some places, bosses said, "If you ask for 8 hours, you are fired." But workers said, "If we don't ask now, nothing will change." And so, the 8-hour workday movement was born. It started in small places, a city here, a factory there. But soon it spread to many countries. At first, governments did not listen, but when more and more workers joined, it was hard to ignore. People were marching in the streets. Newspapers started to write about it. Even some politicians said, "Yes, this is fair." The dream of 8 hours was now a real goal. So, the next time you enjoy your evening walk or relax on your couch after work, remember, it was not always like this. People fought for that time. They believed work is important, but life outside of work is important too. Let's go to the year 1886 in the city of Chicago in the United States. It is May 1st. The sun rises over the city. People are holding signs. They are walking in the streets. They are peaceful, but their voices are strong. 8 hours for work, 8 hours for rest, 8 hours for what we will. More than 300,000 workers across the country are on strike. That means they stop working to ask for better conditions. In Chicago alone, thousands of people join. They march together. They shout together. It feels like something big is happening. Let's meet Emma, a young woman working in a printing shop. Emma is small but brave. She holds her sign high. Workers are people too. She walks with her friends. They sing songs. They don't want to fight. They just want a better life. For 2 days, the protests continue. They are mostly peaceful, but not everyone is happy. Some factory owners are angry. Some police officers are nervous. They think the workers will cause trouble. Then comes May 4th, the day of the Haymarket Affair. That evening, workers gather in Haymarket Square. They listen to speeches. It starts to rain, and some people leave. Others stay to hear more. Suddenly, something terrible happens. A bomb explodes. No one knows who threw it. Some say it was a worker. Others think it was someone who wanted to create trouble. The explosion is loud. People scream. Police officers begin to shoot. There is chaos. When it is over, several police officers and workers are dead or hurt. The peaceful protest turns into a tragedy. The next day, newspapers call the workers dangerous. The police arrest many leaders of the labour movement. Even if they were not at the bombing, they are blamed. 8 men are put on trial. Some people say the trial is not fair. There is no strong proof. But the court says guilty. 4 of the men are later hanged. 1 kills himself in jail. The rest go to prison. Many people around the world are shocked. They ask, is this justice? Or is this fear? Even though it was a sad event, the Haymarket Affair becomes a powerful symbol. Workers say, we must remember this. We must keep fighting, not with violence, but with unity and peace. In the years after Haymarket, more and more people learn about what happened. They begin to understand that workers just want fairness. They want to live, not just work. The world starts to listen. And from this moment, the idea of a special day, a day to honour workers, begins to grow stronger. So, while the Haymarket Affair was full of pain, it also lit a fire that would never go out. After the Haymarket Affair, the world started to pay attention. People saw how workers were treated. People began to ask, why do workers suffer so much? Why do they get so little pay but work so many hours? Shouldn't there be a special day to say thank you to workers? In 1889, workers and leaders from many countries met in Paris, France. They had a big meeting called the International Workers' Congress. They talked about workers' rights, fair pay, and the 8-hour workday. Then someone had a big idea. Let's choose a day to remember the workers who died in Chicago. Let's choose a day to support workers everywhere. They chose May 1st, the day the big strike began in Chicago. So May 1st became International Workers' Day. It is also called May Day. On this day, workers in many countries march in parades. They hold signs. They tell their stories. They remember the past and hope for a better future. Let's imagine a May Day parade in Germany. People walk together in the streets. There are children with flowers. There are workers with big banners that say, "Respect for all workers. Work with dignity. Better pay. Safer jobs." There is music, dancing, and even food. It is not just a protest. It is a celebration. In India, workers also gather. They wear red scarves. Red is the colour of labour. It means strength and courage. Some people tell stories of workers from long ago. Others talk about how to make work better today. In Brazil, people sing songs and play drums. They talk about the rights of farmers and factory workers. They remember how far they have come and how far they still need to go. And what about the United States, where the Haymarket story began? Surprisingly, the US does not celebrate Labor Day on May 1st. Instead, the US has Labor Day in September. Some say this was done to separate the American holiday from the international workers' movement. Others say It was just to make a long weekend. Still, some American workers do remember May 1st. They hold small events. They teach young people the history. They say, freedom is not free. Many people worked hard and even died so we could have better lives today. So now, every year on May 1st, people around the world celebrate workers, not kings, not soldiers, not rich business owners, but everyday people who build our homes, grow our food, teach our kids, and keep our world running. May 1st is a day to say thank you to the bus driver, thank you to the nurse, thank you to the teacher, thank you to the farmer, thank you to all workers. Because without them, life would stop. Let's take a break from history and enjoy some fun facts and surprising stories about Labour Day and workers from around the world. You might say, wow, I didn't know that. Fact 1. Children used to work like adults. A long time ago, many children, even as young as 5 or 6 years old, worked in factories, coal mines, and farms. They did not go to school. They worked 10 to 12 hours a day. Can you imagine a 6-year-old working with heavy machines? In England, a girl named Lucy worked in a cotton factory. She was only 7. She cleaned under the big machines while they moved. One day, her hair got caught and she was badly hurt. That's one reason why Labour Day is also about child protection. Thanks to labour laws today, children now go to school, not factories. Fact 2. Even elephants get a holiday. In Thailand, there is a special day for elephants called Elephant Labour Day. Elephants used to help people carry trees and heavy things in the forest. On this day, elephants get a huge meal of fruits and vegetables. It's like a worker's lunch. But for elephants, fact 3, Labour Day is not always on the same day. Most countries celebrate Labour Day on May 1st, but not all. In the United States and Canada, Labour Day is in September. The first Monday. In Australia, different states celebrate on different days, like in March or October. In Japan, they have Labour Thanksgiving Day on the 23rd of November. Why so many dates? Because every country has its own history and labour movement. Fact 4. The longest strike lasted over 6 years. In the country of Ireland, some workers at a chicken factory went on strike in 2009. They wanted better pay and respect. The company refused, but the workers didn't give up. They kept coming, day after day, holding signs. They stood outside for 6 years and 4 months. That's longer than many people stay at one job. In the end, they became a symbol of worker strength. People from other cities came to support them. Even the news talked about it. It shows how powerful patience and unity can be. Fact 5. Some places turn Labour Day into a big party. In Cuba, on May 1st, hundreds of thousands of people walk in the streets, waving flags and dancing. In Italy, there's a huge outdoor music concert called the Concerto del Primo Maggio. It's free and full of fun. In Greece, people sometimes go to the beach and have picnics. So, while the message of Labour Day is serious, respect and fairness, many countries also use the day to celebrate life and workers' power with joy. Thought to remember, Labour Day is not just about history, it's about you too. Do you work hard every day? Do you care for your family? Do you help your friends or your community? Then you are a worker, and Labour Day is your day too. Let's take a little trip around the world. Let's see how people in different countries celebrate Labour Day. You will notice every country is different, but the heart of Labour Day is the same: respect for workers. France, a flower and a smile. In France, people give each other a small white flower called Lily of the Valley on May 1st. It smells sweet and looks beautiful. This flower means luck and happiness. Even children give it to their teachers, neighbours or parents. You can see people selling it on street corners. The day is also a public holiday. No work. People relax at home, go for walks, or join peaceful marches. One little girl gave her bus driver a flower and said, "Thank you for driving us to school every day." India. Red flags and big speeches. In India, Labour Day is called Antarashtriya Shramik Divas, which means International Workers' Day. Workers carry red flags during parades. Red is the colour of workers. People give speeches about the rights of farmers, factory workers, teachers and helpers. It's also a day to remember famous Indian labour leaders. In some cities, workers gather near statues of important leaders and place flowers. In schools, children draw pictures of different jobs, like nurses, builders and cleaners, to learn the value of work. Brazil. Music, food and unity. In Brazil, May Day is full of energy and fun. People enjoy free concerts in the park. Some cities have street parties with dancing and food stands, but it's also a day of strong messages. People talk about fair wages, safe work for all, and respect for those who do hard jobs. A man named Paulo, a bus cleaner, once said, "We may not wear a tie, but we move the city. We deserve respect too." China. Rest and travel. In China, Labour Day is called Loden Zed, and it's a public holiday. People get 3 to 5 days off work, and many use this time to travel with family or visit hometowns. Before, there were big government parades and speeches. Now, it's more about giving workers a break. Theme parks, train stations and airports get very busy. A boy named Jian said, "I love Labour Day. My mum is a nurse and she finally gets to sleep in." South Africa, a day for all workers. In South Africa, Labour Day is about unity. It was first celebrated after apartheid ended, when all people, black and white, could join together as equals. Workers march for better jobs and equal rights. Many carry signs that say, "Jobs for all, fair pay," or "Dignity at work." People also celebrate in music concerts and family picnics. It's both serious and joyful. A day to remember the past and hope for the future. United States, a different date. In the United States, Labour Day is in September, not May. It began in the 1880s and became a national holiday in 1894. It was created to honour American workers, especially after big strikes and protests. On Labour Day, people enjoy parades, barbecues, and the last days of summer. For many students, it's the last holiday before school starts again. Some groups in the US still celebrate May 1st as International Workers' Day, but the big national holiday is in September. Russia, from military to peaceful. In Russia, May 1st was once a big military parade day during the Soviet Union. Soldiers marched and tanks rolled down the streets. Today, it's more about spring and labour. People take a break from work, go outside and enjoy nature. Some still march with signs for workers' rights, but most people treat it like a spring holiday with flowers and fresh air. As you can see, May 1st is more than just a date. It is a global moment, a time when the world stops to say, workers matter. Every job has value. Together, we can build a better future. Why it still matters? You may ask, but now we have weekends, holidays and lunch breaks. Do we still need Labour Day? Yes, we do, because in some places, workers still work in bad conditions. Some people don't get paid enough. Not all workers have healthcare or safety. Labour Day reminds us to protect workers' rights. Say thank you to all people who work hard. Keep making work fair for everyone. A simple message. Thank you. Let's stop and think. Who made your clothes? Who cleaned the street today? Who grows your food? Who teaches your class? All of them are workers. Labour Day is not just about the past. It's about today and tomorrow. It's about saying thank you. Thank you to everyone who wakes up early, works hard, and helps make our world better. So next time it's May 1st, remember, it's not just a day off. It's a day full of history, heart, and hope.